That Tiefling man was going to die if we didn't do something about those angry men. But when we tried to follow, some rat lady attacked us. After we subdued her, Rian and Felgren took her to an abandoned house, and I split off to continue searching for the Tiefling. Hopefully, we get some answers in today's short quest, long rest.
So, we will get to your interrogation in a bit there, because Dreamer, you are picking a random direction in which to travel. Given that you rolled a 3, we'll say if compass rose, circling clockwise, you've got northeast, southwest, you've determined to continue heading south, taking you to the outskirts of the town. Here on the outskirts, and we can get rid of some of the people that are on this map because they're currently in another location.
Oh.
Well, you walked through a zone, bud.
Yeah, you find yourself kind of at the edge of town. The houses start to get a little more sparse. There's a lot more pines, and you can see, like, further up on this very mountainous island, that the pines just get denser as you travel up the mountains until a certain altitude they start thinning out again and the peaks are barren. You find yourself standing in front of a house with dark windows, save for a single candle. You can see the sort of shimmer of orange thrown up against the wall through the glass, and shadows thrown up against the wall. What are you doing?
Dying.
I am a curious fellow. I'm going to approach the window.
Alright.
Don't do it, you fool.
It stealthily, or...
Yeah, let's see how good this Warforged is stealth.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
I mean, he is...
Is that a steam engine outside? Yeah, we get them all the time, don't worry.
You're the Pacific Rim soundtrack.
No, I'm just a bird.
How are you approaching this?
He is hunting people who are very aggressive right now. He's probably gone too far, but he's still cautious. He doesn't want to wake anyone. He's going to try to step lightly.
Godspeed, sir.
So go ahead, give us that stealth check.
I swear to God, if it's another nat 1.
Don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's better.
Oh no, not a nat 1, a nat 3.
I'm sure that'll beat the check.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Well, as you enter the yard and approach the window through which you see that little flicker of orange flame, you trip over and stumble over something under the snow. You're not entirely sure what it is. It seems like it might be either the edges of a wood pile that is far dwindled, or maybe some planks of something that has yet to be assembled, probably won't be until spring, if ever. And don't fall, but catch yourself with a very, very loud thump. Hands splayed on the windowsill, full on, looking through the glass.
It's a family having dinner. Oh my god!
And remind us what your eyes look like again.
One eye is green, one eye is blue. They're crystals.
Okay. So these crystals, do they give off any light?
I would assume they give off some light.
You see that reflected in the glass as you peer through at what appears to be a white dragonborn with a scarred muzzle, who is currently sitting at a table in a room, seems to be reading a book, and looks up, startled, from the book and seems to be staring at the window. And they have a very suspicious expression, and you can tell just from looking at them with your passive insight that there's almost an anxiety to them. This is a very, very tense person who, on seeing you, closes their book and gets up very slowly from the table, and you see them approaching that front door towards you. And very briefly, through the window, you watch as their hand passes out of sight to something seemingly beside the door. You can't see quite what it is, but to your right, you then see the door.
So, as this happens,
Opening as they poke their head out to look at you.
Nice.
I just sort of still like on the window, just sort of, you know, the eyes flicker a couple times, like a blink. Look down at what I tripped on. I'm very sorry. I have lost the people I was after.
These people, they came this way.
I do not know. I lost their tracks in the snow, in town. And I'll sort of right myself, finally, and step back.
Looking at this Dragonborn, you see his eyes are darting about nervously. He seems to be checking the trees around you, as if making sure that there aren't more people waiting in ambush. The house that you find yourself in front of, it's about 10 feet in all dimensions. It's a small shack here at the edge of town. There is a wreath of pine branches bound in fishing line on the door that has sort of swung out towards you. And through the window, you can just see how barren the house that this man resides in is. Seems to be the only decoration is this wreath on the front door. There is a certain kind of unkemptness about this Dragonborn, but he's also handsome in a very gaunt fashion. Doesn't have the bulk that a lot of Dragonborn do. And after a moment, well, why don't you come inside? I don't want to talk out here.
I can see that you act as if you are hunted.
Hunted? No. But let's say that I don't like being out at this time of night.
Does he seem like he's on the level?
roll me an insight check.
21.
21.
Nice.
Seems on the level. Has a sort of raspy, almost nasally voice. Again, he has that very gaunt Dragonborn. Seems legit, if nervous.
I will nod my head and make my way to the door.
Alright. And as he steps aside to let you in, you can see that the object that he had reached for that was out of your sight appears to be a mace that he is holding low, almost ready for like an upswing if he needs to. But as you enter, he does, very cautiously, still keeping his eyes on you, let the head of it rest against the floor with a thump, and the handle rest against the wall. And he gestures with a taloned hand towards the table he'd previously been sitting at, where there's really just 2 chairs.
When he sets the mace down, I will, unbuckle the sheath of my scimitar and set it right next to the mace as well. And I will take a seat at the table.
Thank you for that. You look, new in town.
He says as he, pulls out the chair he'd previously been sitting in and kind of pushes his book towards the far side of the table away from you and takes a seat.
Yes, I came in on a ship called the Icebreaker.
Well, you, doing anything in particular, Mr. Icebreaker?
My companions are delivering packages to people on our way to Icewind Dale.
Yeah. Suppose it's honest work. I didn't get your name.
I'm called Dreamer. What is yours?
Name's Glarth.
Glarth. Nice to meet you, and offer out my hand.
And he accepts it and gives it a brief shake there.
I'm sorry I don't have much by way of hospitality, and I'm sorry I don't know where these folks you were following went.
That's okay. I doubt I could find them now anyway. They've probably gone home to sleep.
Safest thing. Is there anything I could do for you, or is this just gonna be a conversation where you then leave and we don't see each other again?
Potentially. Are you expecting a package, if I may ask?
It's a weird question. I don't have anyone that would send me anything.
Do you know a lizard person that makes funny smells?
Gives you a very confused look.
No one like that. Is there somebody with weird smells delivering something?
We have a package for someone from a lizard that makes funny smells, from what I have been told.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure you were not the recipient.
I don't think anyone's sending me anything. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. I think I might turn in.
That is fine. Why do you live out here by yourself?
Make a persuasion check.
Hit! Ooh!
Nice. There it is.
22.
22. So, whether it is this person's loneliness living out here on the fringes of society, whether it is the anxiety that is clearly gripping them and that kind of has them being a little more open or forthcoming than they might otherwise be, you pick up on this person wanting to talk, it seems. And as he kind of looks out towards the window that you had previously been on the other side of for a minute or so, blows out a breath, and you can almost feel the cold coming off of it.
I moved out here to avoid my old life. I wasn't gonna go as far as Icewind Dale, but the north here is good for people that want to disappear.
I see. I will not pry any further.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for not attacking me, and I am sorry for disturbing your read.
No, I was just catching up on a story that reminded me of an old friend.
What's the book? Do I see a title?
It's written in common. From what you gather from he seems to have turned it face down, and written on the cover, actually depicted on the cover, appears to be a lizard folk. Seems to be reading up on them some.
I'll just sort of nod, and then get up slowly. Again, sorry to disturb you. Have a good night. I go over, pick up the scimitar, and head out into the night, unless...
Sorry, not a lizard folk, a half-orc.
Oh, okay.
Allow me to correct that.
He's reading about half-orcs.
Reading about half-orcs. My apologies.
Which, I mean, it's really nice that they have literature for the half-folk. Like, that's important.
But I will still get up and leave at that point.
Alrighty. So, heading back to the interrogation where you guys have hefted this giant trussed-up rat through the window.
Cuts back to me just slapping her in the face. Be like, tell us what you know!
Yeah, the rat face.
Yeah. I haven't even let it turn back, just yelling at it to tell me things.
Just hit it with a finger.
Just squeaking. It's like, me, 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 smack. That's not good enough.
Tell me what you know, rat!
Yeah. You dirty rat.
If that's something you want to... Is that how you want to do this?
Oh, absolutely not. No. Rian would not. Rian's gonna try to calm her down and talk to her, like, essentially show that, you know, we're not trying to hurt her, minus the chucker into the thing. I was just annoyed at that point, but she did try to stab us a toss through a window isn't that bad comparatively.
Us.
All right. So,
Well, 2 out of 3. I'm the only one who didn't try to get stabbed.
give
safe.
me a persuasion check.
Ah, damn it. I was
11.
rolling so hot.
All right. Well, as you are looming over this trussed up rat, for a while they are still sort of thrashing against the furniture, and you could really kind of see the fury in them. But they gradually start to tire themselves out, and around midnight, they go still and just kind of glare at you, but otherwise seem to have stopped or been swayed by your arguments for now.
Not bad then. Like, okay, if I take off those bindings, now I know you can nod because you've been trying to bite me with that damn neck all night. So, if I take off your bindings, are you gonna attack, or are you gonna hear us out and explain what's going on here?
They're gonna nod.
Okay. Like, okay, I'm gonna take the bindings off. But watch it, because that guy can throw fireballs and shit, and you don't want one going up your keister.
Now, which of the bindings are you removing?
Both.
Both? Alright.
Yeah,
so-
I'm essentially setting her free, so I kind of want to show her, like, Grin's got the window covered, even if he is drunk, and I'm right in front of her, so if she tries to dart around, I get attack of opportunity, so I'm essentially just, very easily kind of leaning down and undoing it, but like, okay, easy now, easy. It's like, I just
will
want to
say-
talk.
It's been about an hour or so since you drank that flagon of wine.
Nice.
So you're
It's coming
still
down.
feeling a little buzzed, but you are coming down some.
Oh, thank fuck.
So you're no longer regarded poisoned.
Thank the Lord.
You do have like a pleasant, distracting buzz, but not so much that you can't do work.
Good.
So, as you unbind this rat, they gradually start to grow again. But they do not turn into the sort of pocked-faced, yellow-haired assassin, assassin that some of you got a glimpse of earlier. Instead, the rat fur remains.
Okay.
That face remains elongated, and as they no longer have a hood and cloak to conceal themselves, you find yourself staring at a medium-sized humanoid with a elongated rat face and rat ears and blazing yellow eyes and a tail that whips back and forth agitatedly behind them, and clawed hands that flex open and closed as they look between the pair of you.
Can I roll to see if I know what the hell this thing is?
I would say give me a Arcana check. And,
Oh, never mind.
Felgrin, you're able to do this one too if you like.
Yeah, you better do good, because I got a natural 1.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell this thing is. I think it's a potato.
So is this thing going to attack me?
I'd say roll me. Let's see. Are you trying to judge what they are? Or are you trying to pick up on whether they're aggressive still or not?
I mean,
If you can manage, but alright. Yeah, go ahead and give me both rolls then.
because if they are aggressive, he's going to try to persuade them not to be. So you said Arcana,
Arcana.
and then
Do it, baby. I believe in you. Huh, that's not
and
bad.
then we'll
Got 12?
And then Insight.
very insightful.
Are you?
No.
No, I was going to say, I sure sound like.
So, looking at this creature, and then glancing out the window that you had come from, and looking up into the sky, and as it is now midnight, that moon is directly overhead, full, and illuminating everything in its silver light. You're not wholly certain, but you have heard stories of werebeasts that walk the streets on moonlit nights, associated with the full moon, and suspect you might be standing in the room with a were-rat.
Goody.
according to what they have been turning into previously.
Makes sense.
Well, talk.
Oh, good, you're not going to attack me. That's a pleasant surprise. I'm not used to that. Okay, let's just go with the most pressing question. Why are you trying to end my life? I think that's a fair...
And your life. You think you're important or something?
I mean, yes, I do. Maybe not to you, but definitely to me, and I don't like to die, so...
You're those bastard postmen, aren't you?
Postman's a bit reductive, but...
She's
such a
glaring, and
pompous
you see those ears sort of lay back.
Okay, calm down. Yes, we're postmen, technically.
You're supposed to be delivering here in town.
I don't know if we're delivering anything here, specifically.
Alright, let me ask another question, huh?
Shoot.
You got a package from someone named Rule?
And do
Yeah,
we?
Yep.
Which one is that?
The one from Rule.
I swear I wrote that down somewhere.
It's still in our note thingies if you want to look. It's
Important documents?
placing it. Yeah, important documents, list of deliveries. Yeah, Rule was a bottle of Shadowdale brandy. Strangely, there's no address. Oh, I have that one.
Yes, you do.
That's it. That's in my...
You know, it doesn't ring a bell.
Miri is probably currently sitting on it, if you have it on you.
Rule.
Oh, yeah, I guess...
Yeah, he's,
I probably would have left it back in the room, but we'll see.
yeah, he says,
I mean,
he's like, rule, tapping his chin with a pointed finger.
yeah, so that's why I'd be like, what do you know about Rule?
Whoever it's for me. You understand?
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
Is your name Rule?
No.
Oh, I mean, it's from Rule. That's right. It has no address. It has... Okay. Okay. So, okay, I get it. It has no address. We didn't have a person to get it from. We got it from Rule. And it's supposed to go to... That's right. Sorry. I got confused there for a second.
I'm just going to do with this.
So you're saying that this is for you?
Yeah.
What did you
I
do?
moved back. It's standing right in front of
gotcha.
me.
Go ahead and, she says yes.
Yeah, I want to give, like, an insight or whatever it is to
Yeah.
check.
I guess I get to roll this as well.
Yes.
Yeah, 15, not bad.
Haha. Damn it.
So, Felgrin.
Yes.
Seems legit.
Yes, seems legit.
If angry. Rian.
Mhm.
She's full of shit.
Yeah.
Seems on the up and up to me.
No, she's not. She's so full of shit, it's ridiculous. So,
Oh.
do you know who
And
this
that-
is actually supposed to go to?
And that glare swings on you.
That's fine. Glare all you want. I just want to get to the bottom of this and figure out what the hell's going
Take
on.
a step to the side.
They're like, oh, I'll wrestle that little shit to the ground again. I
Not
don't
so
care.
little anymore.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I got her.
Where's your big friend?
Like, he's waiting outside to pounce if you try to run away.
Roll me
God
deception.
damn it.
I'm actually good at
I
deception.
hope so. Okay.
Yeah.
18 versus her 12. Okay.
Yep.
She, her eyes flick towards the window that Felgrin is currently beside, and seems to be sizing up. And you could see her claws working open and shut. She kind of works her hands, and there's a tension in her body that seems to betray that, like, she's thinking about attacking or just making a bolt for it. Not quite yet.
Yeah.
He's got druidic powers, you know. I'm sure he could turn into a cat.
She just kind of rolls those yellow eyes.
Just saying. Natural enemies and all.
It doesn't matter
Hmm.
who it's for me.
Why do you want it so badly, if I may ask?
'Cause it's from Rule.
Who is that to you?
And for a moment there, she almost, as strange and unnatural as this rat-like creature is, she almost looks abashed.
Someone special, maybe? He smiles.
Roll a persuasion check.
Yay! This is gonna be the one I fail tonight. Haha.
11.
Not my best.
You see her bite on that bottom lip with two very large incisors in the front, and just fold her arms across her chest and stand at her full height, which is about 5 feet, and just kind of glare at you.
Mm-hmm. He's still convinced. So, this is someone that you are enamored with, I take it.
He doesn't remember it. Or he tries to pretend he doesn't remember me.
Oh.
I don't care what he thinks of that fucking Dragonborn.
Dragonborn? Do tell.
And she looks as if she's aware that she might have said too much.
I am getting the fuck out of my way.
I mean, the innkeeper talked about your Dragonborn lived on the outside of town.
She holds up a clawed hand, 5 fingers.
Yeah?
4 fingers.
Oh, you're
trying to
3
threaten
fingers.
me.
Oh,
You really think this is how this is
you
going
can
down?
count, can
Okay.
you?
Yeah, I was
2
honestly, I just
fingers.
stand out of her way. It's like, you know what? Just go. Like, if you don't want to explain that you don't get the item, then you can just go and have fun with the, we'll drop this off to the Dragonborn.
I'll get what's mine.
That brandy did look quite delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Real top shelf stuff.
The mention of the brandy doesn't seem to register with her. Almost as if she doesn't know what exactly it is that the Dragonborn is supposed to be expecting.
Yeah.
If he is indeed expecting anything.
Yeah, that's why I'd feel like, do you even know what we're delivering? You say it's important because it's from a certain person, but if you don't even know what it is, why is it so important to you?
As you ask this, she's about halfway through the partially boarded up window, with that tail sort of sweeping back and forth in the snowdrift under the window, and kind of turns her head to glare at you, and those yellow eyes catch the moonlight, and they are just blazing with fury. And she doesn't respond before she slips out of the window and out of sight.
I would kind of holler out after her and be like, next time we will not be just apprehending you. Essentially letting her know that if it comes down to it again, she sneak attacks us. There is no being nice about it. We'll put that little weirdo down.
Well.
Alright.
I'm not going to have some weird little assassin running around constantly coming after us all the time. Not with Miri.
Make friends everywhere we go.
Yeah. Well, honestly, that one couldn't have really gone better. I mean, if you really think about it. I mean, she didn't hit a single one of us. We got out of that completely unscathed. And we actually found out who this thing's supposed to go to. Like I said, I talked to the tavern owner. He told me that there's actually a dragonkin living just outside town.
Well, I mean, there's bound to be more than one here.
You saw how they looked at a single tiefling and a warforged. I don't know if there are any many dragonborn around
They're
here.
more common than you think, but maybe not around here. I'm not certain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we talk about Waterdeep. I'll say, yeah, no problem, but around here, I'd say.
Well, either way, I think my night out is about finished.
Alright. So, about 12:15, 12:30 at night, Dreamer, you find yourself back in the middle of the intersection that you had previously been on with your friends. You were aware that they had gone towards the south end of this district, towards that abandoned house, and they might still be there. A few minutes after the departure of this strange rat-like woman, you hear the tramping of heavy footfalls outside the window. As Dreamer, you kind of come around the side of the house, and you can see in the dirt that is very quickly being covered up with snow, fresh boot prints. Some going into the structure through the window, and one set of boot prints leading away off towards the northwest.
I will poke my head in the window.
Oh, God! Don't do that!
Jeez! Oh.
With your creepy eyes, Dreamer.
That's not nice. I mean, they scared the
They
hell
are
out of me.
creepy, though.
I didn't say they're creepy. I think they're actually quite nice.
Oh,
But
I'll blink at Felgren slowly.
Oh, God.
Can I just imagine like these sound like light bulbs turning on and off, like blunk, 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 blunk.
Well, despite that, I'm still glad you're not dead.
Yeah,
Where did the rat go?
Nah, she's gone.
we let her go.
Good.
She wanted one of our deliveries. I believe she was spurned by the man who sent it.
Oh,
But we got an idea of who it's actually for. Apparently, some Dragonborn we're supposed to be delivering it to.
Dragonborn.
Yep.
Do you have a description?
No. No, we didn't get a description
Well, they're
of the Dragonborn, but there can't be many
They're
around
the
here.
basic shape of a man, but with scales.
Is that how he laughs?
No, that was me groaning.
Oh, I thought that was how Dreamer laughs. I was gonna have Rian cringe, just be like, ugh. What was that?
Jeez.
It's not like fucking Billy Bob Thornton and Sling Blade, like.
But no,
Yeah, me some French fried taters.
but no, all we got was Dragonborn.
But it's closer. We didn't even have a name for that one.
Would it be Glarth?
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like I said. There's
I
no name on it. We got no address, no name.
got lost trying to find the men, and I went to the outskirts of the town, and I found a lonely house with a lonely dragonborn inside.
Well, isn't that serendipitous?
I mean, the tavern keeper that's the one he talked about. So on the edge of town said he was a cold fella.
Yeah, it's a white
Is he cold?
dragonborn.
Ooh.
Oh, I see what you did there. Okay.
But Glarth has gone to bed for the night.
Well, we do have a delivery, so
Yeah.
might
I
have.
think he could wake his ass up for half a moment so he
I-
could drop this off and then go to bed.
I already disturbed Glarth once. Let's not do it again.
But
It can wait until the morning.
Oh, we might be leaving in the morning, Dreamer.
yeah, do we know when we're supposed to be setting sail?
We just got into port tonight.
Yeah, so the orders from the captain, with everyone staying aboard the ship overnight,
Yeah.
made it seem that you're in port for at least a day or two.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
So we got some time. Like, okay. I'm not. Like, well, hopefully, the only issue I have with it is if we're going to be allowed off the ship tomorrow. Say, if he quarantines us there again, then we're going to have to sneak off again. Nah, screw it. We know we can at least bribe our way off from the other guard. It's like I made sure to keep track of which one that was.
Well,
So,
I can also sneak off pretty easily.
that's true.
So can I.
Can you sneak off and carry a bottle of brandy, though, with you?
Fair point.
I saw your little spider trick. By the way, I didn't address this before, but when you asked him if he's okay with spiders, I am not. So, do not, please, for God's sake, do
Oh,
not.
are you afraid of
Turn into a-
spiders?
Afraid's not the word. Hate? Hate is a better word. That's the one I'm going
Oh.
for. I want to go with hate spiders. I'm not afraid of them. I just want to squish them and make them not bite me. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, that's the long and short of it.
Well,
So-
there's a spot in my components pouch for you, Dreamer, whenever you want it.
So
I should say
forward.
that to all the ladies.
Best pickup line you've ever heard.
Yeah. Ooh, Rian swooned to
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Uh,
my.
Oh, I got the vapors.
Well, let's see about getting back on the ship, eh?
Yeah, about that. There's about double of the guards walking the ship, the deck now, so this would be fun.
Yeah, getting back on is not the problem.
Oh, it's not.
We'll see. He says as he starts climbing out the window.
Yeah. It's like, I love when he gets challenged. He's like, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's like, don't worry, everything's fine. Is it? I don't know.
Well, yeah. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess there's only one way to find out.
All right. So the gang makes
Light
its
the mouse on
way
fire again.
back through the streets towards the icebreaker. As you approach the ship that you can see docked there at the end of the pier, How are you approaching? Are you just brazenly walking up the dock?
That's
Are you going by
Felgren's
water?
plan.
They're just gonna walk up.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I would like to wild shape again into a spider.
nice.
Okay.
He's-
So wild shaping back into a spider, and are you going back in the component pouch?
Come
This
on
time.
now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you be careful with your answer.
Yeah, like he'll go to reach for like a rose petal or something, and he'll just pluck up Dreamer and flick him on accident. Oh God,
That's
I'm sorry.
actually-
I would. I absolutely.
That was the same thought that went through my head.
Yeah. If he does like jump on me, he's getting flung. Like he's gonna freak out. He's gonna be like,
Oh dear God.
he'll be like, oh Jesus, what's that? Just flick his hand real fast and send him flying. Like,
I
hope
see
you can turn into
Phil-
a bird.
I see Felgren being the type of character that carries like roses in his component pouch and is like, honey, I have a spell for you, and
Nice.
just whips it out.
Well, he does need
Right.
rose petals for sleep, so
Yeah.
he definitely
He just needs like the smell of
no,
rose
like
petals,
for the
is that what it is?
spell.
Oh, the spell sleep. I thought you meant just to sleep. Like he's like needs aromatics or something
Nope.
like that.
Not,
All right.
not at all what I meant.
That'd almost be better. I'd love that.
So, Rian, are you going boldly up towards the gangplank with him?
Yeah. If he's going, it's just like shaking my head.
He's just doing that same
And-
confident stride, hands in his pockets.
Yeah, if it's one of those things where it's just like there's no getting out of this. Me sneakily while he does his thing, unless I decide to dive into the water and sneak up the backside of the ship while he's like, distracting the guards. But in the meantime, yeah, I'll just follow him up and I'll probably just bribe the guards to let us back on.
Now, here's the interesting thing: as
Yeah.
you are approaching the gangplank,
Yeah.
and the guards catch sight of you, you recognize one of them, a sort of burlier built man who reaches over and kind of pats his half-asleep companion's arm and folds his own arms across his chest. And you recognize this as Bucket,
Oh boy.
the guard who had previously given you a rough
He
time.
loves us.
Well, I see that someone did not abide by the captain's orders.
Well,
You know we do a cabin check, right?
that seems invasive.
Yeah, I was not aware of that. One of our companions here, does that count?
Yes.
Yeah. He's been left to recover from his, well, I'm sure you've been in the cabin, you're aware.
Yeah, we thought it was like a save your spot type thing. If we left him here, it was like we all stayed. Is that not the case?
Just kind of gives you a very skeptical look.
Right, captain wants to see you.
Ah, shit.
Oh, goody.
I'm squeezing out of the pouch and heading back to the room.
Well,
Make a stealth check.
I'm a spider. It's the middle of the
Yep.
night.
You're a spider made out of wood and metal
I'm a small
he's a-
spider.
that just jumped
He's
down
a
and
bitty
skidded
baby
across the floor.
spider. I will say it is a very easy check.
Well, you've seen how my dice have been treating me tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why.
Ha!
22 total,
They don't notice shit.
or nat 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crit.
So weirdly, Felgren, you heading towards the captain's quarters. Instinctually, you kind of reach down into your component pouch to reassure yourself that everything is in order. And as you're feeling around in there, you don't feel the legs, the spindly legs of a small dreaming spider. And you do not have any recollection of when, from the time that he crawled into the pouch to just now, he might have slipped away.
Sneaky boy.
Dreamer, you are able to make it back below deck without incident and squeeze under the door into the room that Rian and Krellick have been staying in. You see your dwarven companion asleep on the bed, mouth hung open, snoring,
Sawing logs.
Yep.
sawing logs.
Crawls into his mouth. That's fun.
Sorry, as he and Felgren have been sharing space together, but it seems that he's now Rian's bunkmate for invading his space.
I will crawl into Felgren's room,
Okay.
drop my wild shape, and just sort of go up against the far wall, just collapse down and go into my shut down state.
Sentry mode.
So the pair of you, for the second time this week, are brought into the captain's quarters. And the captain emerges from his bedchamber, again in his night clothes, hoisting a coat over his shoulders, and very groggily, kind of with one eye closed, raises the other to look at you, and motions vaguely towards the meeting room that you had previously been sat down in.
Turth, how are you? He says as he passes him.
Captain?
I don't think he's doing very well.
So, as you proceed into the room, and I presume take seats,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Captain stomps in, and it's not an angry trudge. Well, alright. We're getting to an angry trudge. At this time, it is still a I just got woken up for this shit, you better have a good story trudge.
Mm-hmm.
As he goes to the head of the table,
We do have a good story. It's just not the one he wants to
kind
hear.
of sits in his nice ornate seat at the head of the table, leans back, props up his chin on the back of his hand, and staring from one of you to the other. Right. Tell me what's going on.
I like kind of point at him, but like then point at me, and point at him. But like, do you want to do this? Do you want me to do this?
I do not want to do it. No.
Okay.
Do I need to explain to you that when I give
Felgren snaps his
orders
eyes back to him.
Yeah.
for people to stay on my goddamn ship, that isn't a suggestion. That is not a request. That is a damned order. And were you not part of the deliverers, were you one of my men, you would not be leaving this port on my ship.
Understood.
But
I do apologize, Captain. I do. We were just trying to do some information gathering. We still have items to deliver. We thought maybe
Right. I understand. Excuses are a thing that exists. But allow me to repeat myself, and I fucking hate doing that. When I give an order on my ship, I expect it to be followed.
Felgren is trying so hard not to smile. It's such a strong urge.
Give me a deception check.
Oh god, no.
You're fine.
You know, because you're struggling with it, do it at disadvantage.
Shit.
Oh shit.
Woo!
Oh nice.
16. Okay.
That's awesome.
Captain's eyes briefly flick over to Felgren, but seeing you sitting there stoically taking his lashings, he looks back towards Rian, seeming to, of the two of you, consider him something of the ringleader.
He just covers his mouth, clears his throat, he's like, sorry.
No excuses, Captain. I'm sorry. We disobeyed orders. Won't happen again.
Right. So you were looking for who to deliver to?
Aye. That was part of it. Mountain. I saw the mountain. We have a couple of strange ones. One we have no name for, and one it just said we're supposed to deliver to a pale man in a lonely mountain. I saw the mountain out there, thought maybe I'd ask around a bit. Unfortunately, actually we found the one that didn't have a name. Damn little ratkin girl tried to murder us. And after we tied her up.
Hold on.
Not ratkin. What is she? She'd be were-rat? Yeah, were-rat, sorry.
As you say that, Captain kind of sits back a little in his seat, and he drops his, or lifts his chin, and instead laces his fingers together in front of his stomach. Whereat, you say? What, ya tied up a were creature? That any sort of trouble?
What, me tying up a were creature? I did it pretty easily. I mean, it wasn't that big of a problem.
I wasn't there.
She bite you?
Confirm how.
No, she tried. Did she bite me? Wait a minute. No, she tried, but she didn't get me. She tried. She tried biting the hell out of me, but no.
So explain to me how you crossed paths with a were creature.
Oh, she came out of nowhere. We were asking around for information at the tavern. I think they call it something flagon, icicle flagon, frozen flagon. That's
frosted flagon.
The frosted flagon. Oh, okay.
I'm familiar with it. Continue.
Okay, so we were asking around there. Some type of altercation took place. A bunch of men went after a tiefling boy. One thing led to another. We decided to try to help the kid. We get chasing after him. We get a little down the street. Next thing you know, this little damn were-rat girl just jumps out, tries to shank my boy here. And he
expertly dodged her pitiful attacks.
It actually, it's pretty deft, actually, the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
Pounced on her, tied her up, talked to her a little bit, tried to figure out what the hell her deal was, and something about somebody that she, old flame or something like that is what I got from it, but...
a fellow named Rule.
Yes.
Name's not familiar to me.
Well,
Us either. I mean, we just got the item from one of them. I don't really know him either.
You're saying she was following you?
Aye.
Because of your job doing deliveries?
Aye. In this case, yes.
She tried to kill you?
I don't know if she's trying to kill us or take the item from us, but she definitely attacked.
Right. And he seems to take a moment to really kind of consider looking down at his fingers laced together in front of his stomach before looking back up at you. I was not wholly honest with you when we spoke last of the body going overboard.
You don't say.
Cute.
Sorry?
Grin. Just let the man talk.
Yes.
I've been aware that there is something on my ship that I didn't necessarily want getting out to the rest of my crew. As I said when we first met, I wanted to avoid a panic.
Aye.
One of my crew was killed just after we left Luskan. I had to keep it secret to avoid a panic, but given that this creature, if it has been stolen on my ship, has been attacking my people when they go ashore even, I think it's about time I put my crew on full alert.
So you're thinking the were-rat girl is on the ship with us? Or are you talking something completely different that's been attacking your crew?
I like to think that my ship is free of rats, but I know it ain't so. Every captain will claim the same. I think that she might very well have been with us the entire time. And it occurs to me that Fire Shear would have been the place to pick up silver weapons if we had an opportunity, given that forge there. So, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna send a man into port, try to pick up whatever silver weapons might be available in town. If my men find any, we will give them to you on loan. And he says that with great emphasis.
Oh.
And very pointedly looks at Felgrin. Loan.
Oh, well, I'm not really the stabbing type.
Right.
They do fetch a nice price, but...
I want you to make your delivery quick as possible as you can tomorrow morning, you understand? I want to leave this port and move on.
Okay. Aye, Captain. We can do that.
Will do.
Right. Now get the fuck out of here. I want to go back to sleep.
Fair enough. He
Aye,
just
aye.
kind of stands up quickly.
Before you go, is this gonna be a weekly occurrence? Me being woken up by you folk?
Oh, God, I hope not. I will do everything in my power, Captain, to make sure.
Felgrin tactically
we don't have to.
chooses not to respond.
Yeah, I'll do everything in my power to try to not bother you ever again.
Right. See that it doesn't happen as often as you can manage. And if it has to happen, at the very least, I appreciate being kept in the loop. You try to keep anything from me, and I don't give a damn that you don't actually work for me and you work for the deliverers. I'll have a fewer people on my ship the next port I sail into. You understand?
Crystal clear, Captain.
Right. Get out.
Aye.
Don't suppose you would leave us on an island, he says on the way out.
Damn it, Grin. Come on, just not tonight.
Just-
not
Just in the water?
Yes, probably in. Just come on. He kind of pushes him. Sorry, Captain. He closes the door behind him.
Just saying, seems a bit harsh. But people are so uptight. Just a little bit of rule breaking now and then never hurt anyone. Anyway.
So, you guys have tomorrow to make your delivery, do any shopping you need to here in town, and evade the attentions of an amorous were-rat. And,
Mi amor, amor.
I assume you're heading back below deck?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to bed. Like, but I'm actually, I guess I don't know why, but I am a little bummed I didn't get bit. So that was just part of the story. Like, I didn't even think of that, like, throughout the whole thing, that, like, if I had gotten bit, I would be a were-rat or get infected, and I'd have to find a temple or something to cure it, or...
Every time you
Whatever the
didn't
hell
get
you
bit, I
need
was
to
like,
cure
oh, good. Thank God for that.
Alrighty. So, I was gonna say, she ain't dead yet.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's true. That's true. And she probably is coming after us, but that's why I wanted to give that one little warning, like, essentially saying, like, if we cross paths again and you get feisty, it's not going your way.
Alright, so you head back below deck and, peeking your head into one of the rooms, find a sleeping Krellick, and poking your head into the other, find a shut-down dreamer sitting up against one wall.
Feller's like, oh god, he's like a mannequin.
Eyes flickering.
Oh, horrible.
It's kind of weird, because in the pitch blackness, as you kind of, like, open the door and look in, all you see is just occasionally a little, almost ripple of color and light behind those otherwise dark eyes.
I looked at him like, you sure? Sure you want him as your roommate?
I'd rather take a haunted room than sleep with that dwarf another night.
No problem.
Have fun with your 2 hours, he says as he closes his door. He's gonna take off his vest, throw it over Dreamer's head.
Dreamer will
Does that
reach
wake
up.
Dreamer up at all?
Will reach up and pull it off of his head.
Oh god, you can see me?
Yeah, I think Green will just close the door and go back to his room.
Can you turn against the wall or something? Like, I don't want you watching me sleep all night.
You two have fun. Sleep tight.
I won't watch you sleep.
Good. He takes his vest back.
So as you close the door behind you, Rian, Miri immediately is, like, exploding out of the pack and onto your shoulder, and kind of shakes herself out before settling into her familiar position, tail coiled around your throat, small clawed hand gripping your ear.
This feels good to stretch again.
Yeah, you did good. I do apologize. I didn't want to keep you in there so long.
I got tossed around a little when you were wrestling around with her.
Yeah, again, I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to keep you in there that long, and I wasn't expecting to run into any trouble. So normally I'd let you out, but she was a danger to us, and I didn't want her knowing anything about you. So, I apologize. But you did good. You were quiet. You didn't fuss at all, and you're a good girl. And like you get comfy, and hopefully you can sleep with Snorty McGee over here.
Oh, he's not so bad. We're gonna see a dragon tomorrow?
Yep, we're gonna go see, Dragonborn. They're close. They're like if you took part of you and part of me and mixed it together, it'd be like it's like a dragon person.
So he's like you.
Sorta, kinda, but got scales like you.
The expression on her tiny face is like her mind has just been blown.
Be like, you'll see it. It's and you'll get used to it. There's a lot of different types of people out there. You can see a lot of things as we go along. It's a big world. I'll teach you as much about it as I can.
I want to learn to fight.
Well, I don't want you to have to learn to fight, but there's
I
going
really
to be.
want to learn.
I know, and in the end, I will teach you how to fight. You got to, or you're going to learn by yourself. I don't know if I can teach a dragon how to fight, but we'll definitely teach you to defend yourself. There's a big world out there, and unfortunately, it can be a dangerous one too. So I want to make sure that you're safe no matter what.
She gives a very big head bobbing nod, and then kind of looks over to the sleeping, snoring Krellick.
He's not gonna die like that, is he?
Well, I'm pretty sure no. Usually, it's just like it's motion sickness. Sometimes some people that aren't used to sailing, they get sick sometimes. Like,
I'm not
unfortunately.
talking about the sick, I'm talking about the noise.
Oh no, that's just poor diet and health problem. Don't worry about that.
That's what happens when you eat 7 turkey legs in one night.
Yeah. Yeah, and drain a flagon of whiskey before going to bed. Like, no, he's fine. Fortunately, this might be our life now.
Want to trade for the creepy one that stares at night?
You want to trade? Me too.
Alright. So, you guys get settled for bed.
Mm-hmm.
She curls up on your pillow, kind of doing that thing that cats do where they knead the pillow for a bit before settling down. And it occurs to you, as she is kind of taking up more space on the pillow than she has over the last few days or so, probably won't be much longer that she's able to just curl up around your head like this.
Okay.
Definitely aware that she is getting larger. And as you guys settle in for the evening, I imagine that we'll leave it at that.